Day should be taken as an important day as well. Every year, December 2nd is celebrated as the National Pollution Control Day in India. It is the day in which we remember the thousands of people who lost their lives during Bhopal gas calamity. As the same goes to breathe clean, let us go green. Every day start with the blessings of God Almighty. So, for the prayer song, I invite Dhanlakshmi, and for the school prayer, I invite Parvati.
There shall be showers of blessing. This is the promise of love. There shall be seasons refreshing, sent from the Savior above. Showers of blessing, showers of blessings we need. Mercy loves showers are falling, but for the showers we plead. There shall be showers of blessing, fishes reviving again, over the hills and the valley, sound of and burdens of rain. Showers of blessing, showers of blessings we need. Mercy loves showers are falling, but for the showers we plead. Father of one mercies, I offer you my studies and our duties. Bless our institution, our teachers and our students. May this school always be home to wisdom, faith and excellence. Help me to build whole communities. Spare me to choose good and follow through. Kindly lead and bless us on the way. Amen.
Thank you, Parvati. Thank you, Dhanlakshmi. Tasmai, what is next? Next is our national pledge. Pledge inculcate the habit of brotherhood and make us a responsible citizen. It reminds us our duty towards our country. So, here comes Leah Sara with national pledge.
India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. I love my country and I am proud of it, rich and very heritage. I shall always try to be worthy of it. I shall give respect to my parents, teachers and elders, treat everyone with courtesy. To my country and to my people, I pledge my devotion. India will be and poverty alone lies my happiness. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Leah. A good thought gives you encouragement and inspiration to step forward positively in your life. It gives positive energy to start our day with encouragement and inspiration. So, here is Erin for Thought of the Day.
Good morning, everyone. Thought of the day. Be a part of the solution, but not part of the pollution. Let us all join hands in making our planet clean and protect it in ways we can, but instead of harming it. Let us raise our voice against pollution and stand together for a greener planet. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin, for the wonderful thought. Vocabulary plays a vital role to improve all the areas of communication. So, to add a new word to our dictionary, I invite Gauri Nidhi.
Good morning everyone, I am Gauri Nidhi, grade 1 of Rajas International School. The word of the day for today is pollution. The spelling is P-O-L-L-U-T-I-O-N, pollution. Pollution means impurity. When you say something is polluted, understand that it is not pure. There are three kinds of pollution. These are one sound pollution, 2 air pollution, and 3 water pollution. And sound is polluted by the sound of aeroplane, loudspeakers, and motor horns. Air is polluted by smoke from factories, vehicles, and the gases from factories. Sewage water, insecticide, and detergent cause water pollution. Pollution is dangerous for us and animals and plants and the whole earth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gauri, for explaining and adding the word pollution in our dictionary. Being a social being, man has to know what is happening around him. News help us to take decisions in life and to have the right perception of life. To update with the latest news, here is Evin June.
Good morning all. Today I am Evin June on News Desk. National news. The COVID-19 pandemic is the biggest challenge the world is facing since World War II and is an important turning point in the history of humanity. Prime Minister Narendra Modi said at the G20 summit on Saturday as he offered India's IT skills for the efficient functioning of the grouping. International news. US President Joe Biden has appointed Indian American Mala Ajiga as the policy director of his wife Jill, choosing an experienced education policy hand as the incoming First Lady focus on education and plans to continue teaching community college classes. Sports news. Tennis Australia says the date for next year's Australian Open in Melbourne should be known within 2 weeks. Chief Executive Craig Taylor was responding on Sunday to unsourced report that the season opening Grand Slam event might be pushed back until February, March or even later. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Evin, for renewing us with the latest news. Books are to be read, not just to be show kids. Reading is the assimilation of knowledge which elite have gathered from experience and effort. The more you read, the more wiser you become. So for a book review, I call Pranav Ji.
Books are quietest and most constant of a friend. Today, I Pranav Ji from Class 6B is doing a book review in Agatha Christie's Peril at the End House. Peril at the End House. Peril at the End House is a detective fiction by Agatha Christie, which features her most famous character, Hercule Poirot, as well as Arthur Hastings and Chief Inspector Jack. In their vacation at Cornwalls, Poirot and Hastings have a sudden unexpected meeting with Magdala Nick Buckley and her friends. He's persuaded that her life is in danger because someone is trying to kill her. He meets her friends at her home called the End House. His aim is to try to protect her, but after a murder he launches an investigation. This book definitely shows the transiting time and the world and how the world around Poirot and Hastings are changing. This also adds some more to the characters' reaction to one another. I think this is the best book by Agatha Christie that I ever read. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Pranav. Reading is a good habit because it helps to improve our language and vocabulary. Next comes Ashriya Santosh for a speech.
Good morning, respected CEO sir, principal sir, teachers, and my fellow students. I am Ashriya Santosh from grade 3. Today is December 2nd, National Pollution Control Day. So I would like to talk a few words about National Pollution Control Day. Pollution is a major problem that India is not only facing, but the whole world is facing. It is also known as environmental pollution. We can define pollution as the addition of any substance, whether solid, liquid or gas, or any other form of energy like heat, salt, etc. to the environment. Every year on December 2nd, India celebrates National Pollution Control Day to honor the memory of those who lost their lives in the horrific Bhopal gas tragedy of 1984. On the night of December 2nd, 1984, a gas leak incident at the Union Carbide India Limited, a pesticide plant in Bhopal, India. Over 5 lakh people were exposed to methyl isocyanate gas, MIC, and other chemicals. A large number of people lost their lives and properties. It is considered among the world's worst industrial disaster. There are basically 3 objectives of National Pollution Control Day. It aims at raising awareness about air pollution and educating people how to control and manage industrial disasters. National Pollution Control Day is celebrated to make everyone aware of the significance of the Pollution Control Acts and ways to prevent industrial pollution that is a result of human negligence. There are several factors that are responsible for causing pollution. Some of them are bursting of crackers, vehicles running on the road, bomb blasts, leakage of gases via industries, and more. According to National Health Portal of India, every year around 7 million people globally die due to air pollution. It also states that the condition is so worse that 9 among 10 people globally do not have access to safe air. The pollutants present in the air pass through the protective barriers present in the body and can damage your lungs, brain, and heart. It is responsible for damage of ozone layers. It is necessary to control pollution. It is not the government's duty. We should also participate and make the environment clean and live disease-free. Clean environment helps the people to do their tasks in a better way and live life happily. That's all. Thanks and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ashriya. Every nation is in pursuit of development, but trust me, it should not be at the expense of environment. Humans' aimless activities in the past have almost destroyed the world. So, let's together watch an animated video on what had happened on 2nd December. Here is Shiva with an animated video.
So there was no questions asked, there was a silence of death, and this was the biggest industrial disaster ever in the world.
Bhopal, capital town of Indian state Madhya Pradesh, on 2nd and 3rd December 1984. Nothing was out of the ordinary and the night seemed like any other silent winter. Something nightmarish was happening inside the pesticide plant of the Union Carbide India Limited. An industrial disaster of incomparable magnitude was about to happen.
This was happening in Bhopal. So it was like, somebody has just bombed the city with the chemical weapons and the tragedy is going on kind of a thing.
The factory used to produce pesticide, a chemical which is called methyl isocyanate, or MIC, was a chemical used for producing pesticide. On December 2, 1984, the routine maintenance started at 9:30. They came aware of a leak and they avoided considering it a normal leak. The leak continued. The resulting exothermic reaction increased the temperature inside the tank to over 200 degrees Celsius. And the relief valve of the tank gave away a large quantities of MIC, which leaked into the atmosphere.
Enough gas, they died right away. But thousands of them who inhaled less gas, their lungs and their heart was affected and they were dying a slow death. No, you see, unlike 9/11, where 2,000 people died and everybody got compensated heavily, every family. India is an overpopulated, corrupt country where lives don't mean much to the politicians, to the bureaucrats.
Thank you, Shiva, for the video on Bhopal gas calamity, world's worst industrial disaster. Earth is the only element linked with all senses of taste, sound, touch, smell, and sight. Let's watch the outstanding performance by Sana, showing importance of Earth.
Earth is the only element linked to all five senses of taste, sound, touch, smell, and sight. Thus exerts maximum influence on us.
Hi there. Today I will be talking about electric cars. So most of you know about the air pollution and global warming caused by the fossil fuels every day, and the highly priced petrol price in the petrol stations. To solve this, we should move to electric cars. Most electric cars are eco-friendly because they don't produce harmful effects to the environment. As you all may don't know that by the next few years, electric cars will take over their petrol counterpart.
Hi guys, use bicycle or walk more and try to travel less by vehicle. Bye.
Once in the environment, plastic breaks down into smaller and smaller particles that attract toxic chemicals, are ingested by wildlife on land and ocean, which contaminates our food chain. We have to find some ways to stop this. The one way to stop this is reducing and reusing plastics. Reusing plastics also means that there is lesser plastics in landfills, rivers, forests, and oceans across the world.
Hello everyone. Is it okay to burn leaves? If not, why shouldn't we burn leaves? I have seen many people in Kerala burning dry leaves and garbage on the side of the road or in their yard. Oops! I forgot that burning leaves is illegal as it causes air pollution, health problems and fire hazards. Leaf smoke may contain hazardous chemicals such as carbon monoxide, which can mix hemoglobin in the bloodstream and reduce the amount of oxygen in the blood or lungs. Breathing leaf smoke can irritate eyes, nose, throat of healthy adults and is especially harmful for small children. The National Green Tribunal on Thursday imposed a complete ban on burning waste in open places and announced a fine for 5,000 rupees for simple burning and 25,000 for bulk waste burning. Burning of leaves contains particles and gases which can be inhaled and accumulate and will cause secondary respiratory diseases. Do you know that burning leaves means perfectly natural nutrients turning into smoke? Compared to the other industrial harmful gas pollution, burning leaves is less hazardous. It is a bad practice to burn leaves or garbage. I recommend using leaves to make compost, which we can use it in our gardening. Farmers in many parts of the world set fire to their cultivated fields to get rid of stubbles, weeds, and wastes before sowing new crops. It is said that this practice is fast and economical, but very highly unsustainable as it produces a large amount of particle pollutant, black carbon, and reduces the fertility of soil. Stubble burning increases the risk of lung cancer by 36%. Be wise and stop emitting carbon in the environment and make your surrounding environment sustainable by recycling leaves. That means making a compost of it. The mistakes of today will harm the future. Thank you and have a nice day.
Thank you, Jeevan and team. Our teachers are our wonderful gift from God. They inspire us to go ahead in our life. With all respect and love, I invite our dear ma'am, Vismi Udaykumar, for a talk.
Good morning all, respected CEO Kuriakos sir, Principal Johnson Varghese sir, teachers and dear students. 2nd December is celebrated as National Pollution Control Day every year to remember the ultimate sacrifice of those innocent lives lost due to industrial hazard. It is the worst industrial disaster that eventually took thousands of innocent lives at the midnight of 2nd December 1984. It occurred as a result of leaking of highly toxic methyl isocyanide from Union Carbide factory situated in Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. The aim of this day is raising awareness about the increasing pollution and educating people about how to control and manage industrial disaster. To prevent such disaster, we need to integrate environment emergency for sustainable development programs. Let us accept the preservation of biodiversity and ecological balance as our priorities to make the planet a beautiful place to live in. Thank you and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Vismi ma'am. Our respected CEO sir and principal sir are the strength and backbone of our school. We all are grateful to both of our CEO sir and principal sir. Now I would like to invite our beloved principal sir to address us.
Respected CEO sir, teachers, and dear loving children. Today's assembly provokes us to think a lot, and these thoughts lead us to sleepless nights because they speak to us about pollution control. There are drastic changes in the world, in the climate, in the flora and fauna, and in the landforms. The fury of nature is on us in the form of landslides, deluge, scorching heat, and scarcity of water. New and fatal diseases that are unheard a few years ago hit at the human life now. What do you think that brought these changes? In one word, it is pollution. What is the root cause of pollution? Our greed. Our greed drives us to exploit everything, to strip off our earth, and to deplete the natural resources. The result? Pollution eats up our lives. It is going to kill our new generation. A time comes when green is seen only on pictures. Shouldn't we control it? It is our obligation, designed to satisfy only our need and not our greed. As far as possible, use only renewable energy. Try to use public conveyance and say no to plastic. Plant trees, love farming, and turn to nature. When we hear that somebody saved lives of some people or animals, they become our heroes. When we control pollution, we save many lives and we become heroes. Let us be heroes. Let us shed light to many people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the great talk.